Hello, and welcome to your new Matrix search experience. Now, clicking into the MLS, this might be the dashboard that you've become accustomed to seeing if you've upgraded to the new dashboard. However, if you haven't, then you typically see our classic dashboard. The choice is still yours to remain on the classic dashboard or move into the new dashboard for the new experience. You can simply click on your name at the top and switch back and forth between the classic and the new dashboard. Whether you're using Classic or New Dashboard, you will still be able to experience the new search experience. The only difference is what you view here, how it fits your screen, and this search feature up here is what you will experience with the new dashboard. The new search bar up here on the new dashboard allows you to search any type of record at any time. Typically, you had a quick search bar here on the classic dashboard that only allowed you to type in the MLS numbers. You can now type in anything from addresses for the listing to the MLS numbers, agents' names, offices, your CMAs, and many other records. You can simply start by typing in what you need. This would be a last name. And you can see it starts to pull up agents, any addresses that also have that in it. If it had any offices that matched, it'll start to pull that as well. You can start to type in addresses or MLS numbers, and it'll start to populate anything that fits that search criteria for you. A great, easy way to start quickly searching for any type of record you may need. And this is part of that new dashboard. Now, the new search feature that everyone will have access to, Classic and New Dashboard, exists right here under the search. Again, there's no need to fret if you're not ready for the new search and you don't like learning new things just yet and need some time to warm up. All of your classic searches will remain here as they always have. You can click into residential income, lot and land, any of these, and they will display as they always have for you with the same search that you're comfortable with. When you're ready to play around and have fun with the new search, hover over the search button and come right here to the search (new) button. This new search will allow you to access all of the records at once. Prior to coming into search, you had to choose residential, cross property, commercial, lot and land. It all exists right here in this same button. Your drop down for those different buckets of data now exists here. Your residential income, residential rental, and those different pieces, you can search everything cross property, will now exist in this drop down for that new search experience. So let's talk about the layout first before we get into each of these pieces and the new features that you will experience. You'll notice there's a lot going on the screen. What's great about this is you don't have to click between each individual tab as you did before. You would have to go to your criteria, plug it in, hop over to the map, hop over to results, and back, and keep working your search until you got exactly what you need. Now everything exists right here on one screen. Your search criteria and your fields will run along here on the left-hand side. Your map search will show here on the top quadrant. And the bottom here is going to be any of your results. What's great about this is this also moves. So if you do not like the map search, maybe you use the results screen more, you can simply grab and drag it. Or maybe it's opposite. If you primarily need to expand that map and look more at that map, get more space on your screen, you can move this around. And as you fill out your filters and you decide, hey, I'm done, I don't need my filters anymore, I need more space on my screen here, you can collapse this and make more space for it and reopen it as needed. It is a fully functional screen. It'll continue to interact as you type stuff in. You will see that this will continue to change for you with your results. What's great about this search is that it is better formatted for any type of device. You see here that it fills my entire screen, whether you're on a tablet, the phone, a widescreen, your laptop screen, it will fit and fill your screen better than the searches have before. Our searches prior, you'll see there's a lot of empty real estate here and some very small buttons. And I know a lot of us are happy to see that these buttons are a lot bigger, a lot brighter, and easier for us to see. So let's run through each feature and practice running a search in here to give you the full experience. First and foremost, we want to look at the fields and what filters we need to apply. In here, as you're running your searches and you're filling out your fields, a lot of times we'll run a search and then we need to just get rid of that search and start a new search. You can clear your search field at any time by clicking on the eraser up at the top as you've filled these out and you no longer need them. You also can set and clear your defaults. So if you come in here and you customize out a search exactly for what you need, maybe it's something you use regularly and you've added in special search fields, you can click this button and set the currently selected search criteria as your default. That means every time you come into this screen now, that is automatically what is going to fill out for you. And at some point, if you change your mind, no worries. Reset your system search defaults to what you see on the screen now. You can also, with the setting wheel, add and edit any field you want added to that search criteria. So we'll see here, scrolling through the left-hand side, that we automatically have these fields. You've got the statuses, it's automatically set to active. The prices, sold data entries, these are all the same fields that you had on the search before. The same automatics, your street numbers, cities. But let's say you need to add in a special field. Maybe your clients specifically only want houses with fences or, some kind of very niche filter. Every single field that exists in the MLS can be found here. So you can see what is already checked off is already in that search, but you can add more if needed. You also can search by it. So let's say, that customer that is looking for the fence, our example. We can add exterior features, save that, and it is now, if we scroll down to the bottom, something that we can filter by. Exterior features, we can go in here and then select fence. That'll only show us properties with a fence. So you have all of your standard filters, but anything you need to add, again, that's that button right here. And you can see as we're playing around and clicking into this, this is continuing to move and it's continuing to update with our search. You no longer have to jump from tab to tab to tab and continue to click save or update. It's all doing it live with you. As you move, it moves. So let's go ahead and plug some quick things in here. We'll go ahead and for today's sake, we will pick on Cape Coral. And we'll do some of the waterfront properties. Private pool. And as you can see, we are continuing to update and move that map. We can scroll in and scroll out, and we'll see all of the different properties that do fit our criteria we are plugging in. Waterfront description, we want waterfront and golf access. All right, once you have all of your criteria filled out, you can continue to use the map to assist you with your search if you want, but if that's everything that you need, you can come right over here to your results field. We're going to start with the results and then move into the map afterwards. Your results screen now has multiple ways to view this list of results. Most of you are accustomed to seeing this. This is the screen we get when we click results after the search. If you want to continue to see things in a single line view with what you're comfortable with, no worries, you can still keep this view. We've had a lot of requests for a thumbnail view and you got it. Now you can see the photos displayed with all of the details that we had prior in the single line. We also have a side-by-side comparison. So if you have maybe only like 4 or 5 properties that you want to compare side by side that you've selected, this is a great feature, especially if you're sitting down with your clients and you can scroll through a lot of the basic features and see what you need to do to compare them side by side. Last but not least is the tile view. This will give you a wider photo than the thumbnail and you can scroll through the tiles. Some of us are visual people and we like the imagery more than the single line, and that is there for you. Now there is one last button here that you can click, and what this does is opens up each individual property. So this is the full property view of each listing. You can see here we've got 141 listings that we're looking at. So if we needed to scroll through them, you can, and this would be what that full property view looks like. You can scroll through, and you now have a newer layout as well. So it's not just a new search, but when you pull up those properties, it fills the whole screen. You do have a bigger font to view, and all of that same data before is here. The tabs are a little bit more separated with more color. for you to scroll through here. All the same great information you had before, just a different layout. All of your buttons that used to show up as tiny little buttons here under the photos now exist here with the full description of what you are clicking on for easy access. Your tabs still running here across the top. Again, they just fill the screen a little bit better so that you can see everything. The photos will now also be sorted out into rooms for you and what type of photo you are looking at. Now, I want to show you here on our tile view. If you are viewing in the tile view or even in the thumbnail view and you were to simply click on the photos, it will just bring you to this photo pop-up so that you can scroll through the photos really quick. If you wanted to quickly look at the property, by clicking on it, it'll bring you into this little summary box and you can scroll through and look at a quick summary of the property without leaving your search at any time. It all still stays here. Maybe that's not the property you need. You can go ahead and close it. And if you need to, you can reopen those fields. It continues to move with you. If you want that full property view, you would either click here to view all of them or click on the MLS number to bring you into the full property report here. All right, guys, let's come back into this single line view and choose out some properties and take some action. Just as before, whether it's the thumbnails or it's the tiles, you've got checkboxes to check off and select certain properties that you want. The boxes are here for the tiles and here for the single line or thumbnail view. Selecting out the specific properties you want, you also have some actions here. You can now just narrow it to your selected ones. So maybe we want to get rid of all the other ones that we did not select. Clicking this will change my map view and also what I see here. Now we only see the ones that we wanted and the ones that we selected. You can undo that so that you can view everything in your search criteria. Clicking back into here, we can select all of the properties. You also have that easy button right here to select all of the properties, and you can also clear your selected as well. The other option is if you selected ones that you don't like, you can discard the selected ones. And now we see we are only left with the ones that we did not select. And then you can undo that as well. And we're right back to all of the properties that fit our search criteria. All right, let's move into all of the options with the map. This can really help you with your search if you don't want to just use filters and you're trying to be area specific. We have a lot of people that prefer the filters and a lot of people that prefer the map features. And for my map people, I really think you're going to like this. We now have the option to put our screen exactly where we need it, and we can select all that are just within the screen. Now you'll notice everything turned blue. It selected everything in my screen, and if I scroll out, you'll still see everything is selected. Let's clear the selected, zoom into a very specific area, and now we're going to click just the ones that are visible. Select visible. All right, so we've got blue, what's in the screen, and if we zoom out, these ones are green. So your two options are to select everything that fits or just the ones that you are looking at. Clear those selected. We also have the option, instead of using the checkboxes here in the list, maybe you want to select them based on the map. Clicking this button gives your mouse the ability to select certain properties that you would want to keep or discard. Once you've selected the ones that you desire, you can come back down here and you can narrow selected or discard selected, maybe, email these out, create a link for those. We'll show you how to do that in just a minute, but this allows you to hand select each property that you would like on the map. The next option that we have, I'm going to clear the selected, go back to our standard. You have the option to circle or encompass the ones that you want. So selecting this, you'll hold down the control button and draw exactly which ones you want here. So this will select the ones that fit into your square. You can either hand select or you can draw a square. Those are your two options here. We're going to go ahead and go back to clear selected. You then have drawing options. Now this is going to help you with your search criteria. So any option that you use here on the left-hand side helps you with selecting the properties. Any tool that you're going to use here is going to help you with what's going to show up in your criteria overall. These tools did exist previously in your search. It's just in a quicker button for you now. You can do a radius, a rectangle, a polygon, freehand polygon. You can use the ruler, and we're going to look at synced results here in a second. For those of you that have never used the map features before, using any of these, we'll go for the polygon. You can draw a shape. If you do a circle, it'll allow you to draw a circle or a square. The polygon is everybody's favorite because you can really make whatever shape you want. So drawing those shapes will just keep the criteria that fits within that shape for you. Now, all of our listings that are displaying below here are only the ones that fit within our shape. We are going to go ahead and get rid of this shape really quick. Put our fields back. Now we also have this option for synced results. What this does is changes your results that display here based on where you are at the screen. So prior to clicking that button, everything that fit our filter showed in the criteria and down below. Now, zooming in and zooming out will change exactly what displays down here. So anything that is outside of the parameters of the screen no longer shows in the search results. It is only what I see within my screen. So if I were to zoom all the way into these two guys, you would see I now only have two results. So it's syncing what you're viewing in your map for what shows in your results down below. We zoom back out and we can see movement down here as we do that. You now have all of the results that display on your screen. So if you want your map and what you're viewing to sync with your every movement, that option, again, right here in synced results. We can simply turn that off and we're good to go. Some other things that you can do are editing your viewing experience inside of the map. You can see this whole time I've had the satellite view. If you prefer the map view, you can change to the map view, and you can also change back. Your experience will remember what you want and what your feel is for every time that you come back to this new search. You can still also add in layers to your map experience. So we're going to expand this guy a little bit and zoom out. So if you wanted to, you have all of these different filters for things that you can add on to the maps. Geo areas, always very popular. We get a lot of questions about geo areas. Adding that filter onto the map doesn't do anything to change what you're looking at or what's showing up for your search criteria, but it gives you a better idea when you're looking at the map. So if you wanted to go and draw a polygon around a certain area instead of using the filter, you can do that. These are all the different boundaries that you can put onto the map. You also have MLS statuses. You've got different heat maps. It'll show you distress properties, characteristics, and trends. Some of these are information that it'll lay over each parcel. If you've never used layers on the map feature, I suggest you come out here, you play with it, add some different filters to your map. I promise you, you can't break it. All right, clicking this button will pull you back out so that you can see all of your results. And at any point, you can also set and clear your defaults. You can say, set this map as my standard default. So if you have it set, we have a lot of people say, I want my map to start out in Punta Gorda, or, everybody's in different areas. You can set that default now right here. And this will show you with your filters exactly where you need it. So last but certainly not least, let's talk about once you do your search, the different activities that you can do with the criteria that you've pulled. So we're going to go ahead and say that these are the 6 properties that I needed out of my search. We've selected them. I've been very choosy with my properties. It's not all of them, just these 6. You can print right from here as you could before. The buttons used to be down at the bottom. They're now up here at the top. This will open up a screen and give you your choices for the print style. Do you need the single line report? Do you want the full 360 PDF view? Whatever you need is right there. You also have the options now for saving. You can do a new saved search or a new speed bar shortcut. Your saved searches and your speed bar shortcuts are what show up on your dashboard inside of that widget. And then your sending options. These are everybody's favorite. This button used to be behind several other buttons down at the bottom. It is now really easy to click at the top right-hand corner of your screen. So you can email just these 6 properties. You can set up your auto emails based on the criteria you've plugged in right here, or you can get a quick share link by clicking the share link button. All of these buttons were features that you had previously, just in an easier way to access them. You'll see, though, that the screens that pop up, instead of bringing you out of your search and bringing you to an entirely different tab, everything that opens right here over your search, so you never leave the screen or lose your current work. You also have 3 dots here on the far hand side. Clicking this gives you easy buttons to a CMA, creating directions. You can pull statistics based on your search criteria you have set up. You can export your list, plug it into carts, bring it into showing time, bring it into Broker Bay, do a quick CMA instead of your full-blown CMA up here, submit an offer through the offer manager program we have. But this last button here also is switch to classic. So for those of you that decide to play around with the new search, you've got what you needed, and then you get a little scared of the new search, you can always switch back to classic, and it'll pull you right back into the search that you've always been comfortable in while you continue to learn the new search that we've provided for you. If you are in classic search and you decide that you want to try out the new search, they also have an easy button right here to hop right back into that new search so that you can start to train yourself on this new beautiful feature that will fill your whole screen. As you continue to play with this new search and all of its features, if you run into any questions or any problems, please feel free to reach out to us at mls@rpcra.org. I appreciate you joining me and taking the time to learn our new search feature, and I hope you have a successful day.